Hi, I'm Chris Rhodes, and I will be covering Declarations of the Perfected, which is earlier this week's text, the first part of it. So, as you all have read, or you probably noticed from the reading, that this is more, well, the beginning is more of a historiography, which is a lot nicer than, well, nice for me, but it's nice to understand how Taoism came to be. And in the 4th century, a new Taoist organization came and kind of grew larger than the original Celestial Masters Taoism, which had also been around for 200 years at this point. But mainly the text covers the historiography, then Yang Shi and the marriage, well, spiritual marriage, and then the covers a lot about the Lady Wang of the Purple Tenuity. But Yang Shi was he was visited by this deities that descended from the Shang King or Shang Queen, Shang Qing, however you say it, which is the heaven of highest clarity. And the deities were known as the perfected, and they were pretty important. They answered a lot of moral questions, like like how, like, am I living, correctly, or what is the fate of my ancestors in the spirit world, stuff like that. Um, but yeah, humans apparently can become perfected, and the difference between perfected and the transcendent is they distinguish themselves by being immortal and flawless. So they weren't just regular transcendents trying to become perfected. So Yang Shi is a man who married Celestial Perfected, the consort Anne, and it's kind of a weird, well, not really weird, just a new concept, because like it wasn't really around before, but there's also, I guess, other texts that show, right, like have other accounts of humans marrying deities as well, also having intercourse with nature and this other celestial beings. Um, but there was a lot of things that had to be done for Yang Shi to marry the consort Anne. He had to kind of prove that he was on his way to become perfected. He was decided as the perfect match for the consort Anne through a celestial matchmaker, the Lady Wang. And a big part of the whole marriage process, well, for him, on his side, was meditation, um, and celibacy. Celibacy was probably the biggest one, which allowed him to, well, allowed his pneumas to flow better. And with celibacy, he didn't have to think of or have any distractions regarding sexual intercourse. Another thing, which was, it's not really far fetched or anything, but he had to get he had to get approval from the Lady of the Southland, which was like his mentor, and the consort Anne's mother. I mean, this is like the same thing we do in the Western cultures when a man usually approaches the father of the woman that he's courting or dating. Oh, and also, so apparently the perfected deities that were described by Yang Shi, they're all considered feminine. But yeah, the effulgent spirits, a person can have up to 24 of them, and that's not including the other 10 spirits that are described as well, like the cloud and the white spirits, or white souls and cloud souls. But yeah, there's a man can have up to 24, and he uses meditation to charge the 24 effulgent spirits, which is gonna help, align and I don't know, come together with consort Anne's or the deities that the person's trying to marry. Sadly, I wasn't able to cover everything within the time limit. But is there anything that I don't know that you thought was very unique about this marriage? Things that stood out, unusual, maybe weird?